Hello, this is Catherine Zavala from UITS Workshops and Training, here to give you a quick tour of the Paycheck Modeler, new with the upgrade to UAccess Employee. Paycheck modeling enables employees to quickly answer paycheck-related questions without having to call the payroll department. You can use the Paycheck Modeler features to calculate the effective changes to your earnings and deductions. As stated, the Paycheck Modeler is found in UAccess Employee. You can navigate there from the main menu by clicking on Main Menu, Self-Service, Payroll and Compensation, and then finally Paycheck Modeler. The start page to the Paycheck Modeler explains the purpose of the tool, warning you to keep in mind it will only provide general guidance and estimates. It also indicates the process starts with the standard earnings deductions and taxes you normally see on your paycheck. Before you can move forward, you must check the box indicating that you have reviewed and agree to the terms and conditions and wait for the Let's Get Started button to activate. Okay, I can see my Let's Get Started button is ready, so I'll click that. Okay, this is the earnings page. Your standard earnings, along with any additional automatic pay you have set up, are listed on this page. This information is based on your last confirmed check. There are several options if you choose to make changes here. The pencil icon allows you to edit an earning, while the green arrow allows you to clear the dollar amount for the earning. On the Edit Earnings page, you can see that I'm able to edit the number of hours. That's because I'm logged in here as a non-exempt employee, an hourly wage employee. I'm also able to edit the override rate. This is the hourly rate. What I'm not able to edit is the amount. This is the biweekly amount. If I were logged in as an exempt employee, then I would be able to edit the amount. The hourly rate for exempt employees is based on a calculation using their annualized salary. Salaried employees who would like to create a modeled paycheck based on a new annualized salary will first need to convert the new annualized salary to a biweekly amount. Information on creating this conversion can be found on the Human Resources website. I'll give you that URL at the end of the video. In this scenario, I am a non-exempt hourly employee who wishes to see how my upcoming raise may affect my paycheck. Remember, the override rate is the hourly rate. You can see here I am making just under $17 an hour, so I'm going to change this to $18 an hour and then click OK. So we can see here on the screen my hourly rate is updated to 18 and my biweekly amount has been updated to $14.40. To add additional earnings, click the Add Earnings button. You can use the lookup icon to see what options you have for additional earnings, or you can simply type in the name of the desired earning into the earnings type field. Once you've chosen the earning type, either the hours or amounts field or both will become available. You can see that with cell phone allowance, the only field that's available is the amount. So I will enter my biweekly amount for cell phone allowance and click OK. A new row has been added to my earnings list and my new earnings type is listed. All right, now that we are done with editing our earnings, it's time to move on to deductions. So we'll click the Next button. Modifying your deductions works very much the same way as modifying your earnings. In this scenario, I will remove the deduction for my parking permit, as I have recently moved close enough to campus and no longer need to drive. I cannot delete a row, so instead I will use the Clear Amount icon. And now my $21 deduction is gone. You can make modifications to your existing deductions, just like you did with your earnings, by clicking on the pencil icon. You can also add deductions, like you did with your earnings, by clicking on the Add button. In this case, it's the Add Deductions button. We'll go ahead and click on that. And again, in a very similar manner as we did with earnings, we can use the lookup icon to see a list of possible deductions that we could use in our Paycheck Modeler scenario. So I just got rid of the deduction of my parking permit since I'm no longer driving to campus. That's because I live close enough to campus I don't have to. But in a different scenario, let's just say maybe it's because you don't have a car anymore and you might be looking at investing in a bus pass. So I'll click on bus pass, and I can see here now I have the opportunity to enter a flat amount or percent. In this case, it would make sense to enter a flat amount. So after some calculation, I decide that I want to deduct $8 out of every paycheck in order to pay for a bus pass for the semester. So I enter the $8 and I click OK. And then back on my deduction screen, I can see that the bus pass deduction has been added. Now that I'm done making edits to my deductions, I will move on to the next stage, which is taxes. In this scenario, I'm an employee who just got married, and I am considering changing my taxes and withholding status from single with 0 allowances to married with 0 allowances. Using the Paycheck Modeler, I can see an estimate of the effect this might have on my paycheck. I'll start with my federal taxes. Click the pencil icon, and here I can change my tax status from single to married, and I'm going to leave my allowances at 0, so I will click OK. And then I'll go into the Arizona taxes. Although in this scenario we won't be making any edits for the Arizona taxes, you should probably have a look at it anyway. So I'm going to click on the pencil icon, and I can see all the cool things I can do in editing my Arizona taxes, mainly changing my allowances. Again, we're not making any of those changes right now for this scenario, so I'll just click OK to that. Now that I've made all my changes, I'm ready to move on to the calculate state, where I will calculate my modeled paycheck. So I'll click next, and here in the calculate page, I will click on the calculate my model check. I just want to point out here that I can't move forward, meaning the next button is not active until I click on the calculate my model check. Also, if I get to this point and I haven't made any edits in the previous pages, the calculate my model check button will not be active. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And I can see my model check has been calculated. So I'll click OK to that, and now I'll click Next. Finally, on the Results page, the Modeled Check Results section shows a high-level breakdown of my earnings and deductions. I can drill down into each of the results for more details. There are 2 options for printing the Modeled Check results. I can print my modeled check, or I can print just the changes. So I'll click on the Print My Modeled Check button. This will open a PDF in a new window, so make sure you have your pop-up blockers turned off. I can see the change to the hourly rate of $18 an hour, plus the $14.40 biweekly rate. There's my cell phone allowance, and all the deductions that I changed down at the bottom. I can also see that the model check does not contain any information that identifies me or the university, and the watermark on the page clearly shows that the model check is just an estimate. My bank will not accept this statement as official documentation for my earnings. Okay, I'll close that extra window and get back to the results page. On the right side of the results page, I have a modeled check ratio pie chart. Those same amounts are also listed down at the bottom. At the bottom left, in the links related to actions area, I have the ability to go to other areas of UAccess employee. Payroll actions will take me to either view my paycheck or view my W-4 tax information. Benefit actions will take me to view my benefits summary. The pages you will access using these links are real pages containing real data, so don't be confused. Finally, back to the top navigation that I mentioned earlier, I'll show you that you can now go back to a certain page by clicking on the navigation point, and forward since you've already been to those areas. Clicking the exit button discards anything that you've done in the Paycheck Modeler so that you can start another modeled paycheck with fresh information. Okay, here's that URL I promised you. It's a long one. hr.arizona.edu, so HR's website. Hours in a fiscal year and the effect on hourly and annual pay rates. Yeah, that's a mouthful. Anyway, you can go to HR's website and do a search for this. Down at the bottom of the page, you'll find formulas for calculating your annual pay. Again, this is if you are an exempt employee and would like to use the Paycheck Modeler to calculate your wages based on an annual rate. You have to first convert that annual rate into a biweekly amount. If I scroll down a little further, I can see there is a link to Systems Control's website. And on Systems Control's website, you have access to these calendars. You'll need to use these calendars in addition to HR's website to get the complete calculation. If you have any questions on this calculating magic, you should contact Systems Control. Also, on the community website, on the resources page for UAccess employee, you will find a quick guide on the Paycheck Modeler, as well as a new updated guide for Time Reporter, reporting your time. And finally, the full and complete tutorial for Paycheck Modeler will be found in UAccess Learning. The complete tutorial does have details that are not included in the video nor in the quick reference guide.